Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a long time and so I'll start it like this. First of all, I would like to start with saying I'm so sorry because I've been so irregular with my YouTube uploads, but I definitely have a reason for it. But it still doesn't make any sense for me to just disappear after making 5 videos and then come back again after a month or two, because it's not fair to you guys. But I will explain you why that happened. And although I know I promise it every time, but this time I'm going to make sure that YouTube is my priority and it's important more than anything else that I'm doing right now. So to start with, this is a very sensitive issue, and as a disclaimer, I would like to tell people who have anxiety or depression problems that if this triggers you, please don't watch the video further. And I do not say that I have adequate knowledge about this subject. I know there are professionals, there are psychologists, there are psychiatrists dealing with patients who are facing a similar problem to mine or worse. I know a lot of professionals and specialists are already dealing with cases like mine on a daily basis, and I have immense respect for people such as psychologists, psychiatrists, and even the patients, because it's a very difficult journey to be through. And if you've been through it and you've come out of it, I'm so happy for you. And if you haven't, it's okay, I'm still there and I'm still learning to, grow out of this bad phase and be a happier person. It's okay, I know it'll get better. So yeah, let's get started with the video. I'm not going to do that anymore, it's just not me. So yeah, first of all, I think I've never mentioned my name in any of the videos. So hi, I'm Vaishnavi and I'm currently 24 years old, and I don't want this to sound like an interview. This is all about me, and if you want to know more, let me know and I'll do a Q&A sort of a thing. Firstly, I'm just going to say that I've been blessed with amazing parents, amazing grandparents, and amazing bunch of friends who have always been there for me. So that way I'm blessed, but it doesn't mean that anything that I've faced in my past life, during my school life, my college life, was easier for me. So yeah. So to start with, I was diagnosed with clinical depression a year back. I had been getting panic attacks for a couple of years, about 2-3 years, but I wasn't aware that those were panic attacks. So first of all, I'm going to be defining clinical depression for you so that we are aware of what we're going to talk about this, because this is a very sensitive topic. So a mental health disorder characterized by persistently depressed mood or loss of interest in activities, which is like day-to-day activities. You don't feel like doing them anymore. They don't excite you as much as they used to, and causing significant impairment in daily life, which is so when you lose interest in your daily activities, you eventually become very sad and you feel numb while you're going through anxiety or depression. So now I'm going to be talking about the symptoms, and because I want to be very sure of it, I've written it on my phone. Depression can lead to a range of behavioral and physical symptoms. So please know, mental health is not just related to what you go through in your mind. It is also related to physical symptoms. It also causes physical implications which you might not be aware of if you're going through it, and you must not have noticed it, because to be honest, during my school life and college life, nobody taught me about mental health. I thought it was just a trending topic which is used by a couple of people to talk about, and that's all the importance that I gave to it back then. It's much more important now. So these symptoms include loss in appetite, loss in energy level, less concentration, and the self-esteem also goes down. So to be honest, I might not have included all the symptoms, and if you think you're going through something like this, and if you got an idea of what it actually is, and if you think you're maybe having the symptoms or two, just consult a professional, a psychiatrist or a psychologist, and they would be able to tell you better about it. So talking about my personal journey, so right now I'm in a very happy place. I've been able to trying to deal with it now because I'm aware I have it. But how it happened is, when I was in school, I was a very low self-esteem person, and I did not I did not think very highly of me. Not even highly. I was like, I used to think that I'm a very below average kind of a kid who's not good at anything, studies, extracurricular activities, or anything. I used to think I was born dumb. So that was the case, and due to which I wasn't very confident about myself. I had low self-esteem issues, and I was also bullied. I think almost everyone in school is bullied, and I'm so glad if you weren't. But I was bullied for my ego. I was bullied for how I looked. I was bullied for being too skinny, which I did not do on purpose. I don't know. I don't know how it happened. I had a good metabolism and I kept losing weight even though I had a lot of food. I was a big foodie. So I was bullied for looking the way I looked back then. I was bullied for being too skinny. I was bullied for here. I would like to include one thing. So when we are in school and we think about bullying, we think of kids, seniors or your batchmates who bully you. But it also includes other people, which reminds me of a lot of teachers who bullied me for not being good at studies, for not being good at the subjects that I did not like at all, and they would treat me differently, which did affect my mental health back then. So what I used to do was I never conveyed this to my parents. They never knew that I was sad at school, and they never knew that I was sad in school or being bullied in the bus or the school. So they never knew about what I was going through. I used to be at home. Whenever I used to come back to home, I was always so irritated and annoyed. I had so much frustration that I used to throw things, and I never directly conveyed to my parents that I was going through something like this. And that's why they never came to know that I was sad. So what I used to do was I used to close my room, I used to close the door, and I used to sit and cry. And sometimes I didn't even cry, I used to throw things, which is worse. So that's where I went wrong. I should have communicated about this to my parents, and they would have helped me deal with it in a much better way. So this kept going on till I was in 11th grade. From about, I think, 7th grade to 11th grade, I was this person. Then I read a book. I don't exactly remember the author. I'll mention it somewhere in the description box. So I read this book where I read about bullies. So it mainly specified that bullies are people who are insecure about themselves, and they reflect their insecurities on other people, and that's why they actually bully other people. So anyone who's not happy with their own life will obviously but would not like to see the other person just being happy. So I guess that was the reason people used to actually bully other people and me. So yeah, that was the case. I thought that phase was over. 11th, 12th were okay because everyone was busy studying, and then happened college. So I thought, okay, this phase is over. This is going to be nice. College is going to be amazing. And I had seen so many Bollywood movies that I had high expectations from college. But again, the same old thing. So at least there was one thing which happened in school which was good for me, which was I got my best friend and my other very close group of friends who are still friends with me. We've been friends for more than 15-16 years, and those are the only people I have in my life that I can rely on and consider very true friends, if I can say that. So at least I was happy about the fact that school gave me a bunch of people who I love and I want to spend my whole life sharing memories with them. So I was happy about that. At least this part of school was good for me. Other than that, it was horrible. So okay, let's forget about school. It's something everyone else also goes through. After school, I realized that so after school I went to college. I had expectations, and to be honest, I started hanging out with a couple of people. I don't want to name anyone or anything. I know we were all kids and we were just trying to figure out lives, so I don't want to blame anyone. I think there was something wrong with me being with people who were not exactly the type of person that I am, and that's why it just didn't it just didn't work as friends between me and the other group of friends. So obviously again the same thing, comments on my height, comments on the way I look. So and what happened was, because I was too distracted in the first semester, I just flunked one of the subjects, and not because I did not not because I wasn't good at studies, but because I thought studies weren't important, and I was just too distracted to study. So that happened, and guess what? The results came on my birthday, which is the 2nd of Jan, and I was feeling horrible. Like I had the worst day of my life on that day, and this was during the first year. So all this happened. I mean, I realized those people weren't right for me. A couple of them just talked behind my back, whom I consider really, really good friends. Not even friends, I consider them family, but okay. So this happened with college friends, and then eventually, like, I met nicer people, I met amazing people, and a couple of them I still hang out with. I met my best friend from college in my 2nd year, so I'm really happy about that fact. Moving on, school was over, college was over, and I had no expectations from my life anymore because I was sure that it's going to be horrible, and I had been sad for a long time. I started working, so I'm currently working as a digital marketing specialist. I love my field, I'm very passionate about what I'm doing, and I've been learning a lot since the last 3 years. So surprisingly, I started noticing that I started learning a lot of things, and my confidence sort of like increased to a certain level. When I started working in my first company, which was an amazing opportunity that I got due to a mutual friend. She helped me a lot with that, and then eventually I met a lot of good leaders who taught me a lot of things. I was working in data analytics. I wasn't very passionate about the field, but I wanted to learn about it. Maybe I was confused in life, so I kept doing it for 10-11 months, and then eventually I wasn't feeling well physically, and I wasn't happy mentally. So even though I had the best team, I had the best mentors, I learned a lot, and I think I'm still what I am because of my first job, because it gave me confidence. I eventually left it, and after resting for a short time, I joined another company, and there I started working as a digital marketing person, and I handle everything. I'll make a separate video on my career and everything if you guys want to know about it. So that's where I started working. I worked with amazing people again, and I learned a lot. Our founder, my manager, everyone was like really sweet and very helpful and very supportive. So, and they're still friends with me. So yeah. And after 2 years of full-time job, I realized that I was a very different person. I had become way more confident, and everything was just like, I won't say perfect, but everything was just good. I don't have very high expectations from life. All I expect is I'm able to work, I'm able to achieve small goals, and I'm just like content within myself. I don't have high expectations of earning a lot or having a lavish life. That's not what I want from life. So I was pretty shocked. I was like, okay, this is not what I expected. I'm a different person now. I have confidence. I was able to talk to people, because pehle I used to be an introvert and I was very shy talking to people, but working with different people gave me confidence and client calls and everything. So yeah. So I had my first manic attack. So everyone has different symptoms. Someone loses concentration, someone has stomach ache, someone has migraine, headache. I don't know, I mean, I'm not sure about what kinds of symptoms other people have, but what I had was, I had breathing issue. I couldn't breathe properly, and this kept happening for a couple of days, a couple of months, and I kept ignoring it, thinking that this was pollution or maybe some allergy and I don't need a doctor for it. So I obviously did not consult anyone, and obviously nobody thinks of mental health first unless and until we're like choking and dying. That's the only time we visit a doctor. That's how Indian mentality is, which shouldn't be the case. So I kept dealing with it for a year, and again I had a really bad panic attack. I think it was Choti Diwali function or something, and I had to be admitted. I was put on nebulizer, but then I was told it was a gastric attack, so I forgot about it. I was like, okay, gastric attack is fine, and I'll manage. So I was admitted for a day, and then I was discharged. So again, this happened the next year. This happened again the next year, and this kept happening twice or thrice. So that's when I noticed the pattern. I was still not aware that it was because I had mental health issues. I was still thinking it was physical. So I visited a lung doctor. I got my tests done. Not all the tests, a couple of tests, I got them done. I got an inhaler from her and a couple of medicines, and she was like, this could be an allergy or bronchitis, so let's deal it with that way. So I had been visiting her for a couple of months, and one day I felt that I was choking and I wasn't able to breathe at all. I couldn't even like stand properly and I almost fainted. So that's when we panicked. I mean, me and my parents panicked. So they took me to one of the hospitals near my house, and I was admitted, and that's when my doctor told me that I'm not sure, but this could be a panic attack. I had no idea what a panic attack is, and this happened this February, no, February 2020. Like 2020 has been the worst for every one of us. So, and then I was admitted. I got my PFT done. I got X-ray done and everything to be sure if I did not have to be sure that I did not have any physical problems. And after 2 days of being admitted, I was told that I should see a psychiatrist and discuss whatever I'm facing. And that's when I got to know that I do have OCD issues. I do have major anxiety problems. So no, I mean, there are different types of anxiety, but I was somewhere between borderline anxiety to depression. So clinically we call it clinical depression. So I was advised a couple of antidepressants, and then she asked me to change my routine. So this is a long story, and I also want to make a video on how I deal with depression, or to say anxiety. Depression is a big word because I think I'm getting better, but I'm still on antidepressants. I'm still taking medication, and I'm doing meditation, I'm doing workouts. I'm also trying to focus on what makes me happy rather than going after things that people want me to go after, in terms of career, in terms of what I want from life in general. So the whole point of making this video was first informing you guys why I was irregular with my videos. So I had a couple of panic attacks the last 2-3 months, and I wanted to take rest and focus on myself, but I think my YouTube videos and my work makes me happy, so this is what I want to do regularly now. So I think I will be doing it, and if I don't, I'll definitely let you guys know, and I don't want to just disappear suddenly. Second was because I want a lot of people, including myself, and I've known myself that I've known this, that I mean, I wasn't aware of what mental health is. Our parents' generations weren't taught what mental health was, and so many of us are still not aware that mental health is related to physical implications. Because when I told my psychiatrist that I had been doing good for the last 2-3 years, she asked me about my past, and I was like, how does it matter? I'm happy right now, I'm content right now, I'm doing good in life, and how does it really matter that I'm getting physical symptoms because of something that happened in the past? And that's when she told me that when you suppress your feelings for a long time and you don't let them out, your brain reacts in a different way. Instead of you crying about it, you face it physically. Different people have different symptoms, and somewhere in my subconscious mind all this had been stored for a long time, and it started showing physical symptoms. I started having breathing issues. I used to shiver. I still shiver when I get panic attacks and all those sort of things. I don't want to discuss about that. I think a lot of people go through, and it's not something unique, but I'm just talking about it because I want people to know that it's okay to discuss about things that are going on in your mind. It's actually strong to express your feelings rather than suppressing them. I think I went wrong at the part where I did not share my feelings with my family. I think if I would have shared my feelings with my family, we would have consulted the right person, and I would have been in a better place. So all I want to say right now is, if you're feeling something like this, physically, mentally, please share it with your family. Please let your friends know, and they will tell you how to go about it. And especially if you live alone, please consult a psychologist or a psychiatrist. They'll let you know what works for you the best. And please don't suffocate yourself by sitting in a closed room and thinking about things, because not everything is in our control. What is in our control is how we deal with it. And trust me that everyone has someone around them to help them, and if they don't, there are a lot of organizations. I will mention everything in the link down below in the description box of the organizations which help you free of cost. And I don't want you to go after organizations who are not professional about what they do and ask for money. Don't do that. Go to a doctor, a professional doctor or a psychologist. Please know that expressing your feelings is not being weak. It's actually what strong people do. Strong people let other people know what they're going through and get through it. I think suppressing is something that has been going on for a long time in our country, and almost every country, it's not just our country. And we think that we're strong, and that's why we don't want to cry in front of others, we don't want to be angry in front of others, because they'll judge us. Forget about it. People will judge you anyway, and stop caring about what people think. What matters is what you think about yourself. And I mean, I don't have more words, and to be honest, I am trying to deal with this, and if I can deal with it, I know you can too. And the first thing that you have to do to yourself is you have to start loving yourself. You have to love all the good things about yourself and the bad things about yourself. Bad things according to you and not the world. Improve your mental health and just be a happy person. I'm 100% sure that everyone can get through it, and they will get through it. I'm still dealing with it, but I'm positive about the fact that I will get through it. And yeah, that's all about it. I know this video is going to be super duper long, so I'm going to cut it short. One thing more that I wanted to share with you is I started reading this book, The Ikigai. So this book discusses about Japanese secret to a long and happy life, and I think this is the perfect book for anyone going through mental health problems, because it helps you to deal with it a lot in terms of what you should eat, how you should work, how you should find the right thing that you want to do in life, in terms of career, in terms of love, in terms of family, and everything else. So I think it's a good book, and everyone should give it a shot. Other than that, I'm going to make a proper video of how I'm dealing with my physical symptoms as well as mental symptoms, and I'll definitely let you guys know. Last but not the least, I don't want anyone to judge me for whatever I shared about my personal life, because it's very personal to me, and I wanted to share with you guys because I know a lot of you go through it, and I wanted to give you the confidence to actually let it out. So yeah, that's about it. I mean, this is sensitive to me, so I won't like it if anyone makes fun of this. So yeah guys, that's about it. I'll see you in the next video, and yeah, bye bye.